Soon, we're going to learn how to trick the hippocampi into viewing things we want to learn as novel, exciting, relevant, and totally worth storing in our short-term and long-term memory. However, before we get there, we need to focus on the working memory, that funnel that we were talking about earlier. This is pretty exciting because we can actually start to see some huge gains to our memory capacity very quickly by understanding how to take advantage of our working memory properly. Have you ever wondered why in every country in the world, phone numbers are broken up into 3 to 4 digit clusters? Or why your credit card number has those spaces between the numbers? This phenomena is intentional, and it's because of a powerful little brain hack called chunking. You see, for most people, the working and short-term memory can only remember sequences of 7 plus or minus 2 pieces of information, meaning that 3 to 4 pieces of information is easy for just about everyone. That might not seem like a lot, but remember that your short-term memory is, like we said, just the temporary stage that information passes through for about 10 to 15 seconds before going into long-term memory, assuming that the hippocampus deems it's worthy. It's also worth noting that some people can remember larger chunks of information. If you're curious, you can try to remember chunks of up to 7, 8, or even 10 numbers to see where you get stuck. From there, you know how small of chunks you need to break things into. The chunking system is very good because it's an entry-level mnemonic technique. It's not only much faster and easier to learn and play with than some of the heavier visual memory techniques we're going to learn later, but it's also a critical element of the overall technique. This is to say that even after we teach you the methods to remember things way more easily, you're still going to be chunking details or memories into groups of 3 or 4 so that they can better comply with the requirements of your short-term memory. Sure, we could train your short-term memory to hold a larger number of items, but that would only slow you down and place a larger cognitive load on you. At 3 to 5 items, there is no slowdown, and so it's preferable to work in this range. Furthermore, by chunking groups of items into one entity, we can stack 5 chunks of 5 objects each into our working memory and effectively store 25 items in our short-term or working memory without any cognitive overload. Because of this massive advantage, you'll notice that all of the world's top memory athletes use systems that are based on chunking, combined with powerful visual and spatial memory techniques that we'll be learning later on in the course. The other nice thing about chunking is that it works with just about everything. Take a sequence of numbers or a couple pieces of information, for example, brown dog, tall fence, lost frisbee. You can even try to chunk information about people into neat little bundles. It might seem strange, but remembering that information in chunks is actually much easier than if it were to be put all together. The brown dog who saw the tall fence where the frisbee was lost. Chunking is a well-documented psychological phenomenon, and we've provided some further reading on it in the PDF syllabus in case you're interested. In the next lecture, we're going to give you a worksheet to show you the power of chunking and to practice this foundational skill a little bit. While we haven't gotten to the really incredible memory techniques yet, you'll already start seeing some improvements if you start breaking information into chunks, and this skill is going to come in handy later.